So, as we light up this cigar, Robert has a question.
Okay, so as a smoker, a regular old lighter will do. Yes. As a cigar smoker, I've discovered there are many different kinds of lighters out there. So, in your opinions, which one's the best one?
Okay.
I think there's like two prevailing opinions on that, and that's butane and matches, right?
Well, no, not really. It's more like a soft flame, jet flame matches type deal, right? And it's really all preference. A lot of people like the soft flame, which is your standard, cigarette lighter type deal. They like to use the soft flame. Some people say it leaves a taste on this, cigar whenever they smoke it. I haven't experienced that, but it is possible. But there are butane soft flame lighters as well. Think about it that way. Now, if you're talking about the jets, like, should you do a 1-burner jet, a 2-burner jet, a 3-burner, 4-burner, 16-burner? I don't know. As far as where you can actually see the difference, honestly, is probably the thicker the cigar. So if you have like a thinner cigar like this, you don't need a or bring out Andy's propane tank there.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But
Great
it
for
really
winter.
depends on the thickness of the cigar. I mean, you can light one with a 4-burner, no problem, but it's kind of overkill. So it really depends on what you smoke, and honestly, you can get a bigger cigar with a 1-burner, jet. You could get a bigger cigar with a soft flame. You can get a bigger cigar with a match, but it's just going to take you longer to do so. Also, I mean, if you're going to talk about that, you got to talk about the benefits of each, right? So, if you're usually smoking outside, a jet cigar lighter is going to do you the best because it's not going to be so susceptible to wind and things like that, where a soft flame would or a match would. But I mean, it's really all a matter of preference in my eyes. Like I said, that's the only distinguishable thing I can say is just the size of the cigar and where you're at when you're smoking it. Really depends what you want to light it with.
Going back to the whole, can you taste the can you taste the difference? Hey, butane's got a cleaner taste to it. I was having a discussion with a buddy the other day in regards to the classic Zippo and the soft flame that comes with the Zippo. And while that holds up pretty well for me to light my cigar, the question he posed was, how do you keep from getting that taste? Which turned into a whole different conversation. Because you can get that, leftover this taste like I just poured a little bit of, lighter fluid on the end of my cigar.
I know an easy way to not get that taste.
Yeah.
Lighter cedar spill.
Cedar spills are great too.
Yeah, cedar spills are great too.
They're not great for outside, I'm just saying.
I like using my stove.
I also prefer using the other cigar that I just finished.
I don't think I've lit too many cigars off another cigar.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like a
No
cigarette.
straight up back to back on the cigars. Nope. Usually,
He's like, I don't have a problem. You have a problem.
There's usually a slight break, but
Yeah. But, I mean, I hope that kind of answers your question as far as...
Yeah, like I said, it was just a general, what, in your opinion, what would you go with?
Stove.
Okay, if you're talking about just preference, I prefer, matches. Matches are my favorite, I would rather do it with that, whatever's available, honestly.
matches are really kind of not usable outside, not unless you're in an environment where there's no wind.
Personal preference is a jet lighter. Always has been. I guess mostly just because I'm lazy and I don't want to fight. All right, got that first match. Shit, ouch. Second match.
Yeah.
Shit, ouch. Which I've done. But I've done the same thing with a cedar spill. So I prefer light it and go.
I think Grim had something to say on that. He just didn't say it.
No, I said stove.
Oh, the stove. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I've seen it. I've seen it more with cigarettes though than I've seen with cigars.
Yeah, it's usually cigarettes that happen, but a cigar will work, and I'm not admitting that ever happening in my rental, but you know.
Man, told on yourself there a little bit, buddy.
It's alright. Nobody watches the Syndicate. It's fine.
No, that's not true.
Oh.